Tomorrow, is the finals of the Champions League. The transfer windows news here and there. Chelsea winning the Conference League has really, shifted our minds, from the Champions League final. I know not all, but most people, are forgetting that tomorrow is the Champions League final. So I said, let me just come and do my job of reminding you that tomorrow is the Champions League final, which is Paris Saint-Germain versus, Inter Milan. And I go for Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain to win this. Paris Saint-Germain to win this. I don't know whether it's going to be a penalty shootout or they win at extra time or they win within 90 minutes. But Paris Saint-Germain to win the Champions League. Why? Because Paris Saint-Germain, I really want them to lift, the first Champions League ever. It's been a really, really tough journey for them in Europe. And I really want them to lift, this Champions League with such amount of average players. Even the Lionel Messi, Neymar Jr. and Kylian Mbappé couldn't do this. But if this set of squad can do it, man, that means they've really, really tried a lot. And Inter Milan, they also deserve a spot. They deserve a spot at that Champions League final because they were really, really mentally, they were mentally outrageous against Barcelona. I mean, after losing 3-2 against Barcelona, nearly 90 minutes, they still had the mentality to be able to equalize and come back, in the second leg. At aggregate, it was 7-6 aggregate. Inter Milan 7, Barcelona 6, whereby they drew 3-3 at Barcelona's home, the Camp Nou, and winning the semi-finals 4-3 against Barcelona at San Siro. And man, they deserve the Champions League spot. They really, really deserve the Champions League spot because these guys are mental beasts, man. They are mental beasts. Defensively, they've been the best in Europe. Defensively, they have been the best in Europe. And key players to look at Inter Milan, Dimarco, one of the best, defenders around. I mean, that guy was the only person who was able to give Lamine Yamal a tough time against Barcelona. And I hope, he will do so. He will perform well in the Champions League finals. Though I want PSG to win, but I also want to see, a outburst of rush adrenaline. I want to see people taking each other down in the wings. I really think that's going to be an awesome and amazing game. Inter Milan versus Paris Saint-Germain. Players to look at also, Thuram. Thuram has been, one of the best strikers for Inter Milan. Denzel Dumfries have been an amazing wing back, a really, really amazing wing back for Inter Milan this season. And I think it's going to be, very, very difficult to be able to stop him on that wing, giving out crosses and, also scoring 2 goals against Barcelona at the first leg of the semi-finals of the Champions League, and also giving out additional 2 assists at the second leg also. I mean, that guy, is a real player to watch. He's going to be unstoppable on that day. And players to watch on PSG side, Achraf Hakimi has been one of the best, left backs in France, in the French league today. I mean, that guy, I really want him to leave the Champions League because he has really tried a lot. He has tried a lot for, Paris Saint-Germain, scoring the winning goal against Arsenal in the second leg of the Champions League semi-final, which was PSG versus Arsenal. I mean, those guys, they were really, really out at it on Arsenal, and I think, he's going to be, a player to watch. It's going to be a real threat, towards Inter Milan. Another player to watch on PSG side is none other. We all know the man, Ousmane freaking Dembélé. Ousmane Dembélé is on the verge of winning, he's on the verge of winning Paris Saint-Germain its first Champions League ever, and he's also on the verge of winning the Ballon d'Or. And I said it before, I've said it in a previous video, that if Ousmane Dembélé wins this Champions League, then the Ballon d'Or, I think it should be his. Okay, it should be his over Lamine Yamal. I don't say Lamine Yamal doesn't deserve it. Lamine Yamal deserves the Ballon d'Or also, but I think Ousmane Dembélé has better stats than Lamine Yamal this season. Goals and assists, this season, and he has won the Champions League. That's if he wins it. If he wins the Champions League, combined with the amount of stats this season, combined with the, his other domestic trophies, I think he's a perfect match, a perfect winner for the Ballon d'Or this season. Not over Lamine Yamal. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I didn't say Lamine Yamal is not perfect for the Ballon d'Or. He is, but Ousmane Dembélé is a better choice than Lamine Yamal. So I mean, this match tomorrow, I think, it's going to be a very, very tough match. Everyone, there's going to be battles everywhere. And, I don't know if, but can Inter Milan do this again? The last time they won the Champions League was in 2010. Yeah, 2010. But I just hope this is the second, and this is their second Champions League final in the past, 2 years or 3 years. That was when they lost against Manchester City. And, they've been very, very, consistent in European games and all that. So, let me know your thoughts on the Champions League final, your predictions, key players to watch out, and who do you think deserves the win in the Champions League finals tomorrow. I remain your loyal kid, I remain your loyal football kid, Beka, Bodaven. I'll see you all on my next video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and I'll see you all on my next video.